for crisis. If you're being abused, the cops just do their job. These mandated reporters are supposed to do it right away. I made at least 100 phone calls before any of these people pretended like they were going to do their jobs. Before any one of them pretended. But did any of them actually follow through? Absolutely not. See, here's the problem with these supposed mandated reporters is that they don't listen. They don't listen to understand. When I called 988 back to see if crime's against me, the people in 988 did what the police do, what the hospitals do. They show that they don't care who hurts you. They don't care if people are threatening to kill you and your family. What they care, if you want to commit suicide, you as the victim are going to be victimized further because you were bullied to the point that you want your life to end. Instead of finding out why you want your life to end, these pieces of shit don't give a fuck. God bless America, right? I'm trying to think of something that's more disgusting in this country, and I really can't think of anything. Hell, it took a British comedian to expose how fucking sick Hollywood is. But it's not just Hollywood. Good people don't end up with millions of dollars. Sometimes none of these places care about us as human beings. If you're homeless, you might as well be a mangy dog. The homeless take hell from the LGBT community. We take hell from the black community. We take hell from the white community. We take hell from the rich community. We take hell from Muslims. To Center Market. Mm. 988 Lifeline doesn't care about any of us. Not a single one. We don't matter. Those people don't care about us. How many years did I have to call 988 Lifeline? Because all other mandated reporters just wanted to send me around in circles. When was my first call to 988 Lifeline? My first call to them was in 2016. Same then as it is now. They only care if you want to kill yourself or others. They don't care if people harm you. At all. What they care about is asking the questions to get them paid. I've been told that these 988 people are volunteers. That is certainly not the case. When mandated reporters refuse to do their jobs, some of the things they like to do, they like to change your words into feelings. Oh, you feel like. No, 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 no. Do not dismiss me like that. If somebody punches me in the face, they punched me in the face. It's not, I feel like someone might punch me in the face. You're all fucking pieces of shit. If you work for 988 Lifeline, I hope you fucking get one plugged in the head, you fucking pieces of shit. How many of my friends have committed suicide after calling 988 Lifeline? Who fucking... What did calling 988 Lifeline in 2016 do? About 2017, I called them then too. You know why I called 988 Lifeline in 2016? Because of abuse. You know why I called in 2017? Because of abuse. You know why I called in 2018? Because of abuse. You know why I called in 2019? Because of abuse. You know why I called in 2020? Because of abuse. You know why I called in 2021? Because of abuse. You know why I called in 2022? Because of abuse. None of these fucking pieces of shit give a holy fucking goddamn about a disabled person in fucking crisis. Why are we in crisis? Because of abuse, you fucking cheese dicks. On the bright side, I'm in a fucking shithole town full of racist assholes. But sure, living in a small town, sure, that's all that Aldean feller talks about, right? He lives in Nashville, Tennessee. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Those of you who love living in a small town are fucking morons. You're shitty people. And there's no way around that. Oh, fucking Christ. Fog is rolling in. I have nothing nice to say about 988 Lifeline. You can't tell people that did something wrong that they've done something wrong anymore, because they'll play fucking victim. If you're victimized by a homosexual, you're not allowed to defend yourself because he's a homosexual. If you're victimized by a black person, you're not allowed to defend yourself because he's a black person. If you're victimized by a woman, you're not allowed to defend yourself because she's a woman. Oh, that shit ain't okay. I've been hearing this bullshit about how only white people can be racist most of my life, and I gotta tell you,
Continue on North Main Street for 1.5 miles.
God bless America, right? You know, here's the thing about God. If God doesn't smite America, then he owes Sodom and Gomorrah a friggin' apology. How many people that I know committed suicide after calling 988 Lifeline? Why? Holy shit, that fog is rolling in quick. No such thing as me. I know one good person. His name is Sean David Schwartz. A lot of people did real fucked up shit to me. Thought it was magically okay. A lot of people. Like Stephanie Mejia, who wanted to fuck around on her husband. On my money. She pretended like she cared. Hell, she came all the way to see me. But then again, that was more of a vacation thing for her and one of the people she was cheating on her husband with.
In 800 feet, your destination will be on the right.
She may be alright with having an open relationship, but he's not. Maybe that's something they should have discussed.
Your destination is on the right.
I'm victimized often because I can't take care of myself. You just pretend that I'm able to take care of myself and it magically makes it all go away, though. You didn't do anything wrong if you play fucking stupid, right? No, that's what makes you such fucking disgusting people. It's not about the money, it's about your fucking words. All these goddamn cowards. Fuck, there's just too goddamn many of them. Looks like I'm not having connection problems here. It's like 3 a.m. See, that's the problem with having to do this shit alone. I already know how I'm going to get treated going in alone. I already know how I'm going to get treated calling alone. Not that any of you care. That's kind of a fucking dick move. some dude over there fucking barking at people's dogs. Dogs are barking back. I'm sure somebody's gonna blame the dogs. One of those barks is definitely a person doing it. And now it's just the dog barking. Oh, just walk forward. I can be patient.
Yeah, it'll be slippery. Maybe helps you open the door. Slippery slow. Get some airflow in there. 2 corn dogs. Bring 37 cents. $6. Is there any ketchup or mustard? Perfect. Thank you. You rock. How you doing, buddy? Thank you, sir.
Not sure if any of y'all have paid any attention to who's been being good to me, who's been taking care of me, but it's primarily brown people. People from Mexico, people from Afghanistan, people from India, Native Americans, a lot of Native Americans. There in Hardin, Montana, I got treated extremely well. Yeah, the alcoholism up there is real bad. The drug addictions are real bad too. Like I told you, meth, it's everywhere. It doesn't matter if you're in Chapel, Nebraska, Eugene, Oregon. It's all nasty. just like the KKK, only sees the color of your skin. United States government only cares about the size of your wallet. I speak up because somebody has to, and the rest of you are cowards. It should have been me who died, and it should have been Natalie Bollinger who was speaking up, not the other way around. Although realistically, she never stood a chance at a decent life. Ever. Her dad rapes her, beats her, sells her to other men to pay off his debts. You give him every chance and every opportunity to do it again. This is for every single one of you. If people could shut up and listen, it'd go a lot better, a lot easier, a lot smoother. Instead of these people working together to do something about the crimes, when you're homeless, they work together to commit crimes. How many of these services I was supposed to call hung up as soon as they found out I was homeless? How many of them hung up as soon as they found out that police had committed crimes against me? The term mentally ill is a death sentence for many people, myself included. I will never have a chance at a decent life. Ever. There is no God. I hope you know that. I don't go to church looking for God. I go to church once in a great while. See if I can find somebody who's not full of shit. How many of them little racist fuckheads tonight, or, well, rather last night, because it's 3 in the morning. How many of them racist little fuckheads are forced to go to school? How many are forced to go to church? That's right. They're ultra ignorant, racist parents do the same thing as the ultra Christian racist parents in Chapel, Nebraska. They pretend to believe in your God or their God, whoever is God. The thing is, Your beliefs are reflected through your actions and your words. Let's make sure we give you Mike McKinster's number. 503-801-0399. Mike McKinster, P.O. Box 1111, Tillamook, Oregon 97141. Mike Mac1 at charter.net. The lady there who was mean to me, she was fired for being mean to a lot of other people. But not until I was victimized into leaving. The problem is, without a friend or family member who actually gives a shit, it's just a fucking runaround. Rule number 1. Never make the victim turn it in alone. Especially if they're male. Especially if they're homeless. Especially if they're disabled. May you all roast in hell. If there is such a place. Of course, that's one of the things that shows that the Bible is complete shit. What loving God would create a place of eternal torture? That doesn't sound like a loving anything. That sounds like a narcissist. It sounds like a psychopath. See, God and Jesus are depicted in very different ways in the Bible. That's why I like the Jesus. And Jesus was a good man. That's right, a good man. As in human. He was not a god. Neither are any of you. But you make assumptions as if you are God. How many Christians have passed judgment on me? And how many of these Christians say, you can't judge me, only God can do that? Truly. Well, whether there's a God or not, you're not going to live forever. No matter what you do, you're not going to live forever. No matter how much money you have, you're not going to live forever. No matter how many senators you have on the payroll, no matter how many cops you have on the take, it's never going to make a difference when it comes to living forever. All of the major religions have clauses in their religion that say not to read other religious books, to pay no heed to other religious teachings, that all others are heretics, and so on and so on and so on. Man, a whole life of this bullshit. A whole life of being stuck in the middle with you. A bunch of fucking clowns. The problem with racists is that they teach their kids to be racist. They teach their grandkids to be racist. And unfortunately for all of you poor SOBs, you're just perpetuating it and making it worse. Yes, I absolutely tell on my predators, and I tell on yours too. Christopher Weaver didn't get taken up the mountain with a bottle. Just so you know, that's hobo speak for 2 men go up the mountain, only one comes back down. I don't know where he went, man. You know, one minute we were at camp, and the next thing I know, he was gone. I don't know where he went. Going up the mountain with a bottle is reserved for very, very specific things. You rape somebody? Yeah, there are folks who will take you up the mountain with a bottle. What that means is, let's say you're an alcoholic and you rape a woman out on the streets. Let's say your alcohol of choice is Captain Morgan. Well, somebody invites you up the mountain where they have a bottle of Captain Morgan waiting on you, unopened. You go up the mountain for that bottle of Captain Morgan because you're an addict. How would they have gotten Christopher Weaver up the mountain when Lexi Delgado tried to pretend that he raped her? Well, he actually likes the mountains. Just inviting him up to the mountains might be good enough. If you tell him you got a pound of weed that's already paid off and he can smoke as much as he wants, he'll show the fuck up immediately. He'll take time off from whatever he's doing. But Christopher Weaver is definitely one of those people you can invite up the mountains with a bottle. See, all you got to do is promise them what they want. Let's say it's some guy who's got a crush on a girl named Sierra. You tell him, hey, Sierra's up at my camp, dude. And fucking let's go see her. It doesn't have to be a bottle. You just find out what they want and you promise them it's up in the mountains. You promise them it's up by mile marker 37.5. Or you promise them it's at West Magnolia. Christopher Weaver didn't end up the mountain because I spoke up immediately, like a good person should. Nobody should have to act like they're predators to get help. Nobody should have to threaten their predators back in the hopes of getting help. But you're all fucking cowards. All of you. Trying to find a single one of you in all these years that isn't a coward. Has not happened. Even my older brother, Eric Christopher Schwartz, who I looked up to most of my life, showed himself to be a coward. And a selfish one at that. I always knew he was selfish. When he showed me what a coward he is, well, that makes life not worth living. Is there anybody that I know who's not a coward? Me. Christopher Weaver's dumbass thought he could throw me away like I was trash, and then magically waltz back into my life. Mm-mm. A life without love is not worth living. Some youngins call me over because I'm slightly entertaining. Slightly. For me, it's kind of nice to know which ones are a bunch of little fucking racist goddamn asswipes. But it's not their faces I want to spit in. I'm asking for assisted termination of life to be legal. For those of us who are called mentally ill. "49% of all Americans are diagnosed with a mental illness. 49% of them. With an additional 32% going undiagnosed. Diagnoses from doctors. You should look at the percentages. When it comes to heart problems, doctors are far less likely to get it wrong. However, according to Johns Hopkins University, over 50% of the people who were sent to them with schizophrenia were not schizophrenic. I guess the cardiologists make up the difference. The heart doctors get it right a lot. Most of you get into this frame of mind of if somebody needs help, then they need advice. No, I don't fucking need advice from you fucking pieces of shit. If I needed fucking advice, I would have fucking asked you for advice. I didn't ask you for advice. What are the chances of me making it to the meeting hall? Or Kingdom Hall? Well, chances are pretty good. I'll probably get to bed about 6:30 in the morning. There's no reason to try. I'm gonna make a list in my next video of people who claim to care about me. Who threw me away because my words didn't matter. Only theirs did. People like Teresa Orn, the alcoholic, Shannon Alvarado, the alcoholic, Eric Schwartz, the drug addict. It's gonna be cold in the morning, but it's wrapped up. I'm gonna be able to take the bread off of it in the morning and eat that. I wouldn't dare eat the hot dog, not after it's gotten cold. I had lots of people who claimed to be my friend, but when it came down to time to do what a friend would do, where were they? They were crickets. Crickets. Nowhere to be found. When I couldn't see my loved ones in person, they showed they didn't give two shits about me. When I tried to see my friends in person, I had to make an appointment with my friends to come over and see them. There's always the demands. Hey, Sean, we're almost out of cigarettes, so make sure you bring some. Sean, we don't have any food in the house. Sean, all we have in the house to eat is organic kale chips. I don't know what the fucking organic kale chip is, but it doesn't sound appetizing. All these druggies and drunks wanted to pass judgment on me. They sure as fuck didn't like it back, did they? Who made Brandon Ratner a coward? He was raised that way. Who made Chris Kurth a coward? He was raised that way. Did Brandon prove himself to be a good, honest, and forthright friend? No, he didn't. He proved himself to be a liar and a first-class piece of shit. And a coward to boot. Todd Ryan Case, when I asked him if you had a choice between telling the truth or me killing myself, which would you choose? His actions don't fit his words. Same thing with Rand Ingersoll. Rand Ingersoll's dead, by the way. She did some pretty fucked up shit to me, and karma got her. Fuck karma. Lana Engeline did some real fucked up shit to me, too. Karma got her as well. Natalie Bollinger did some real fucked up shit to me. Karma caught up with her, too. Janine Barrett did some pretty fucked up shit to me as well. Karma got her too. Stephen McMillian did some pretty fucked up shit as well. Karma got him too. Anna Hunk did some pretty fucked up shit. Karma got her too. It seems to me karma don't like backstabbers. Seems to me karma doesn't like cowards. How many of y'all chalk it up to karma? I don't think it's karma. I think everyone dies. I believe everyone dies. I know everyone dies. You guys know the difference between knowledge and belief? This is a test of faith here. It's easy to have faith when you have knowledge. Actual knowledge. When you know that the bus shows up at 10:47 a.m. every single day. You know that that bus stops at 10:47 every day. You have a bus schedule right next to your armchair so you can look at it and see. You know there's a bus. You know it's going to show up. It might be a few minutes late, might be a few minutes early, but you know it's going to show up until it doesn't. But that's knowledge. When somebody tells you, hey, you can come see me on the number 4 bus, leaves at 10:27 in the morning, 30-minute bus ride. Well, because you know the bus, you know the schedule, you've been on the bus, you know the schedule. You don't have to just believe the person who's telling you. You already know. You already know that your friend is at the 30-minute line on that bus ride. You know which stop to get off at. You know what to do. You have faith that you can make it work because you know that everything is there and in place. You go to the Sahara, you find yourself somebody who's never seen a bus. Never even seen a bus. And you tell them that there will be a bus there at 10:27 in the morning to pick them up and take them to your house. You tell him where to be. And you expect him to take it on faith. He doesn't know what a bus is. He might be able to look at the sun and tell approximately what time it is. He might be able to be there on time. But to that guy, a bus might as well be a fucking unicorn or a goddamn dragon. To him, taking a leap of faith over a dragon, a unicorn, or a bus, it's all the same to him. It's some fantasy creature he's never seen, and he's just supposed to take your word for it. Blind faith is not faith. It's stupidity. You want me to believe in your God? Show me your God. Stephen McMillian did some pretty fucked up shit to me. He's dead. Christine Bouhit did a lot of fucked up shit to me and others. Now she's dead. Natalie Bollinger did a lot of fucked up shit to me. And now she's dead. Tommy Gallia did some fucked up shit to me. He's dead too. How many of these people are dead because they did bad stuff to me? None of them. Not one.
Yeah.
The guy in the green Honda. Top of the morning.
How's it going?
It's going all right. Still breathing.
Yeah.
It's on my YouTube channel talking about all the corpses out here.
Well, what about it?
There's just a fucking shit ton of them. Seems the whole world's going to hell and the homeless are taking the worst of it.
Yeah. It seems that way, huh?
It does.
I was actually, I need to look it up there. I'm gonna go to the next, Tillamook City Council meeting. And cause I mean, it's our closest form of government, you know, and I mean, I'm probably gonna be quiet the first time, you know, just to kind of get a idea, but I know it should be easy to access things like how much money does care and how much money hasn't even been spent to help people.
Well, when we go in, we're supposed to go to cops when something serious happens. As a homeless person, everybody says don't go to the cops. Cops are bad, don't be a rat, and so on. But when it gets bad enough that people are dying, you kind of got to, especially when they're your loved ones.
Well, listen, all right, so
The cops send us to all these other
if the
services
cops
instead
stop
of
you
doing their
because you got some
jobs.
drugs on you and you say, oh, I got them from so and so, that's being a fucking rat, you know.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to protect yourself from whatever, you know, shit that's happening in these things, that's two different things.
Exactly.
You know, way different.
That's one thing I've been trying to teach people is that either we work together or we get nothing. The reason that people in houses are able to get something out of it.
Oh, I have cigarettes.
Oh, okay.
Um,
It's because they work together. They have property, so they have rights.
yeah,
But
that
these
helps.
police officers, when we're going to them about abuse that we're taking, that our loved ones are taking, and they send us to mental health, they're committing a felony at that point. Now, man, not doing their jobs as mandated reporters is only a misdemeanor, but putting an at-risk adult at further risk is a felony. Intentionally
if
doing that,
that's-
intentional
if that's the case,
negligence.
you know, I'm sure there's plenty of cases where that is what's happened, you know.
Almost every homeless person that I've spoken to here has a serious case that they could win because of when they send us to therapy instead of doing their jobs as police officers, when they don't do anything to investigate the crimes against us. It does get us hurt, it gets us injured, it gets us killed.
Typically, the majority of crimes that they prosecute against us are trivial shit like possession of controlled substance. You know, I mean, shit
Yup.
that honestly should not even be a crime. Well, it isn't.
But they'll
now,
ignore somebody beating the shit out of you.
Yeah, nah, that's no big deal.
Right.
Yeah.
Who cares if people are pointing guns at you? Who cares if people are threatening to kill you that are willing to kill people?
Oh yeah, right.
You know?
Yeah, and they know it too. Like, I mean, because I know plenty of cops that are decent guys, and you know, like they know the fucking shit bags from the fucking alright people. You know, I know fucking plenty of cops that are fucking, they don't give a fuck. I mean, they care less. It's almost like they like watch me. You know?
Yeah. One of the big things I've been dealing with here is like, all right, here in Oregon, they got the whole drugs are legal thing, which is actually real nice because people clean up their fucking needles, which they don't do in Washington State.
I've heard it's terrible like that.
It's rotten. Like
Yeah.
you can't go behind a Quickie Mart anywhere without stepping on something. Literally piles. On my YouTube channel, I've videotaped a lot of it. But a lot of the stuff with me video recording is people are fine with it. They're very liberal about sharing the information about their drug use and what drugs and, you know, if they got in and out of treatment and stuff. But
Well, that's a good thing because it should be able to be open like that.
yeah.
And when you criminalize it, there goes all that. You know.
But then you've got somebody who's trying to be honest with you, like in that situation. And instead of understanding them from a human point of view, these officers are blowing them off, forcing them into situations where they have to do them drugs. Like, all right, I don't know how bad the rape situation here is in Tillamook, but in Portland, it's fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Boulder, Colorado, it's horrible.
I honestly, I mean, I know it happens, but as far as I think around here the big issue is child predator type stuff.
Yep.
Because I think we have a pretty solid group of men around here that like that shit doesn't get tolerated. In fact,
Same thing in Boulder.
I know a guy. God, I feel bad for the fucking kid too. He just shot this fucking kid the other. I mean, he shouldn't have done that. That was stupid.
The guy who shot Quinn?
Huh? Yeah.
The guy who shot Quinn?
Yeah. I feel bad for him because I mean, he took two fucking one of age and one underage girl up in the woods, and was trying to fucking get him to do suck his dick and all this shit. So yeah.
Well, I know.
And I don't know,
a few of the women that I knew in Portland, the reason that they're smoking the meth as much as they are is because you can't go to sleep at night. You have to worry about predators, and that goes for both men and women.
Yeah.
So we've got women who are staying up all night on methamphetamine so they don't get raped. And we got guys who are up all night on methamphetamines because they can't go to sleep without getting harassed by the cops or beaten up by some fucking kid.
I know Portland's really changed. I think the one downside to the whole Measure 110 decriminalizing drugs is a whole shitload of people went from Oregon and mainly Portland, and so we got an influx of some not so good people along the way, And,
yeah, same thing when I helped to get Amendment 64 passed in Colorado for the legalization of weed.
Yeah.
Like I had to do that 5 times before they finally passed it.
And you would think this weed, like, we're not going to bring a bunch of terrible people. Yeah.
You did.
Yep.
Yep. A lot of people who wouldn't vote for it in their own states because they're paranoid and afraid they'll get red flagged if they vote yes.
Right.
So then we vote yes and put our names down and put our risk at it.
We'll go flying into their names.
Yep.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I've lived in Portland for a few years now, but I grew up there. And in the especially last 5 years, the change is profound. But the last 10 years too, it something really shifted. It used to be, especially in the homeless community, we were tight within shit that like I see now. It blows me away. I mean, if we saw somebody laying on the cement, nodded out or whatever they were, and we didn't know them or whatever, we didn't just make sure they were alive. We picked them up and said, hey, come on, let's get you fucking some coffee. You can't be laying out here.
You're gonna make it bad for all of us.
Yeah, and people
now everybody has to.
People don't even check in Portland. They don't even get shit anymore. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And then shoot, it's been about 6 months. Good friend of mine, in fact, he's the guy I lived with last time in Portland, and him and his girlfriend, I was good friends with her to begin with, but known him for like 10 years, and I was camping with them for a couple of years. But just 6 months ago, and this is a guy that, I mean, he's been in and out of juvenile hall as a kid. It's not like he doesn't know how to take care of himself.
Yeah.
122nd Burnside, got shot in the back once, killed at the gas station there from some guy he didn't even know. Some 24-year-old kid. And just blew me away, and it wasn't even like, I said he could take care of himself. I mean, he wasn't a violent guy or anything like that, but he wasn't stupid. He knew how to stay out of trouble. And, that rocked me right there. It's like, holy shit, shit's getting really out of control out there.
Yeah, when my best friend got her brains blown out in Colorado, people almost, I don't know how to explain it. Everybody that I know pretended I don't exist because they tried to, the media and the police and her family all tried blaming me for it. They found the guy who did it. He's in prison for it, 48 years.
Yeah, but people can be fucking
But they destroyed my life already, and people are still cruel about it. I can't move anywhere without getting run off to the next place. And then, of course, when you tell on a police officer, the first thing they do, they either press charges on you for something that didn't happen, or they take you to a nut hatch and have you injected with Haldol and Ativan.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, that shit'll make you schizophrenic.
And fucking Geodon or some weird shit like that. It's just
Yep. Oh
terrible.
my God, that's another messed up one because that
It is.
that fractalizes your brain.
I can't believe some of those drugs were given so freely. I mean, they still are given at times, but I mean, 20 years ago, some of those drugs were just given out like it was no big deal, you know?
The thing that scares me is the goddamn ketamine. Pardon my French.
Mhm.
Like they're giving that to people.
You can do it at home now.
Yep.
Um,
They're giving that to people for trying to turn in police officers who didn't do their jobs.
what?
Yep. I tried to turn in an officer, Waylon Lolatai. You can look his name up on the internet. He's bad news. I told on him. First thing they did was try to. Well, they took me to jail, and then when I got out, I tried to turn him in again. Just repeatedly harassed, threatened,
And
assaulted.
these guys are fucking, they're real dirtbags.
Yeah.
Some like people, especially in smaller towns like this, I don't think they understand the level of corruption in some areas. You know,
Well, people in small towns like this understand corruption
Yeah.
because they're friends with each other.
Yeah.
Everybody's friends with each other, and instead of seeing it as corruption, they see it as, oh well, you know what? Yeah, sure, Jack is
That's
really
just-
fucked up what he did with that homeless person, but he's still an officer, and you know it's not.
my
It's
experience
we don't
around
want
here-
his life being destroyed over some
My
hobo.
experience around Tillamook has actually been pretty good. I mean, I've had some bad experiences, but I ran into like genuine fucking like, I mean, fucking cops in Portland. They're a gang member. You know, I mean, like unbelievable shit. They're fucking scared for your life from those motherfuckers. You know, and I mean, and I don't know for sure. I'm sure there's some good corruption here too. You know, but
Well, that's the thing with when you go to the cops because you were abused and they send you to mental health, and mental health sets you up for therapy. They're committing Medicare and Medicaid fraud. And most of the
Yeah.
people that I know here have had that happen, that exact thing happen to them. Women who are raped, who are going to the police about being raped, and the police call them mentally ill and send them to the TFCC or TCCHC, and then they get the runaround.
yeah, and all I know about TFCC is it's you know, I don't have any personal experience there besides I think I went to one appointment and walked out early like this. Nope, fuck this place.
Yeah. But once you've been out on the streets enough, you realize when people are bullshitting
Yeah.
you, and people on the streets are a lot better at bullshitting than the cops will ever be, and a lot better at bullshitting than them
Any
therapists
of
will
them,
ever be.
Basically, yeah.
Yep.
That's why I love it. And I don't know why it's happening so prevalently now. And I've been on like a technology hiatus, but I still check my Facebook every once in a while, and I get inundated with people. It blows me away at times that it's like, okay, like this is the most blatant scam shit I've ever seen, and you are still going for it. Still going for it. That internet shit gets even worse. I can't believe
I'm
it.
surprised how many supposedly intelligent people that I know that lost their Facebook accounts to scammers
Right.
when it's the easiest fucking scam in the world.
Right. Like,
My friend Elizabeth, she got her account hacked, right?
yeah.
So I let everybody that knew her know that her account was hacked.
Hmm.
Everybody
'cause-
that I was aware of, anyway. But my older brother, he's a fucking idiot.
He's still clicking on it.
Yeah, he clicked on it, sure enough, and then he typed in his internet information.
Oh shit.
I had multiple people get, my friends' accounts and hack into them doing exactly that, and then they tried to do it to me. I'm like, I know how this works. Hey, you need to get off my friend's account. First thing they do is block me.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing I do like to do though, is I will waste their time. I'll absolutely waste their time. You know, I'll sit there and I'll BS back and forth with them all day long. Sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes I'll just block and no. Sometimes it's like, you know what? I'm gonna burn as much of this person's time to keep them fucking with somebody else as I can. And
One of
to
my
me,
favorite things to do is to talk at them, talk over them, and just keep on talking so they don't get a
So
word
they
in
keep-
edgewise. And then when I have a slight pause, they've had these nuggets in their head that they know they're not supposed to say. They know they're not supposed to say it. But they've been
They're gonna
sitting there
say it, though.
listening to you for so long that they're just gonna blurt it out like a fucking idiot.
Yeah, the thing that amazes me sometimes is how dumb some of them are. Like, how can you not tell that I've been fucking stringing you along this whole fucking time?
Yeah.
Well, usually I think I attribute that to, like, it's got to be somebody who's not from the U.S.
Or the people who get onto the Facebook, like, I'm autistic. So some of the autism sites, these people get on there and they say, oh, well, get a hold of us. We have the cure for autism, stuff like that, right?
That's fucking evil right there.
Yep. Or, hey, there's this new breakthrough such and such. Or another one is a lot of single parents that I know are being victimized as well. So they got these people who get on, they scam, they look for single parents who are trying to get help because there's fucked up shit going on with the government
Yeah,
taking their kids and
yeah.
whatnot, and they legit need help. So these people get a hold of them and they say, hey, you know what? I'll make a YouTube thing about you on my channel, but I'm gonna need $50 from you before
Oh,
I can
yeah.
get started.
Yeah,
Or I need a
and people fall for it.
I need a gift card to the Bon Marché.
Yeah, right. Like, I thought this was some charity shit.
Yeah,
uh,
but they're scammers.
huh. And honestly, I mean, I think most of them are foreign. Or a lot of them, because I can tell a lot of times by their English, you know, or they won't understand something I said. It's like, no. You okay? You might be able to read English and know it a little bit, but you didn't grow up around here. That's for sure. And that's usually a dead giveaway for me.
If I was to guess, I'd say the last 3 of those that I got were Southern black men.
Yep.
But other
Oh.
than that, it's usually somebody who sounds like they're from India or Pakistan or somewhere like that.
So yeah, you're talking Louisiana or somewhere. Huh.
So I end up, sometimes I end up with somebody who's American, and it makes it easier to understand them.
Mm.
And it makes it easier for them to understand me. Sometimes when I'm talking to folks that are on the call centers that are in other countries, it occurs to me that they're reading phonically in their own language,
Yeah.
that they don't actually know what it is that they're saying.
Yeah. It's like it's being translated for them or something, and it doesn't translate the same way.
It doesn't.
Yeah. And they don't even realize it, I guess.
For me, one of the things I got, like right now, it's what, 3:30 in the morning, right?
Yeah.
I'm conscious, but I'm not on any drugs. But I also have Tourette syndrome, so I do this with my wrist. I do this with my eyes. I've been beaten up for being a homosexual. I've been beaten up for winking at people's girlfriends. I've been beaten up for being on meth.
Fuck. And it's a tick, basically.
It's a tick. Exactly. See, apparently you know something about Tourette syndrome.
Huh.
Yup.
That's fucking goddamn. I mean, I could see how I get taken out of context, but it's not like he doesn't even go and fucking beat the person up right away. Jesus Christ.
Exactly. And,
And
a
you
lot
say,
of
"Hey,
times
why are
with the
you doing
cops,
that?"
they do the same thing. I explain to people, hey, when you're a disabled adult, especially if you have Tourette syndrome, especially right now with all of the meth addicts, you're going to get treated like a meth addict. The only people who really accept me
Absolutely.
have always been druggies, because anybody else sees me, they go, oh, that guy's a weirdo. That guy's a freak. That guy's ugly. That guy's probably on drugs.
Right. He doesn't fit here.
No.
So,
All my friends in Boulder, Colorado that were druggies, they all admit I don't do drugs.
right.
But they didn't bother telling the cops that when Natalie got her brains blown out.
Sucks. I got to run and bring this food to my friends.
You
my
be
name's
safe. Matt?
Yeah.
I'm Sean. It's good to
Sean,
meet you,
good
Matt.
to meet you.
Sorry I don't have a real handshake anymore.
You shook my hand.
Yes, sir.
I'll see you around. If I see your Carl, I'll stop there.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Have a good night, right? Or morning, I guess it is now.
Yes, sir. See what time it is. 3:48, almost 4 o'clock. difference between the cops here and the cops in Portland comes down to complacency. Oh, I have to put the phone up for just a minute and put my blind up for just a minute because it's going out into the cold. It's squeezing the piss out of me. I put this up, maybe nobody will see my tally flash. That's what my dad calls it. Let me tell you about my sex talk. My old brother, when he got the sex talk, my dad tells him, Eric, having sex is like making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. On one hand, you got your peanut butter. On the other side, you got your jelly. You put them both together, you got yourself a baby. Well, my older brother proceeded to go out and have sex with anything that moved. So my sex talk was me and my stepmother and my dad sitting at the dinner table for 8 hours. You know why it took 8 hours? Well, it took 8 hours because my dad can't hear the word penis or vagina without laughing. So he says tallywhacker or watu, which makes me laugh. So my stepmother is at the table, I'm at the table, my dad's at the table. My dad says tallywhacker and watu, which makes me laugh. My dad starts getting pissed off, but my stepmom says it's penis and vagina, Brian, it's penis and vagina. And my dad starts laughing. Or chuckling or giggling. Like a schoolgirl. Alexander? I'm still trying to get help. Of course, I'm out of money now. Do what? All my stuff up there in the mountains still. I've been all the way to... no, I got a starter issue. I went all the way up to Astoria. Fuck, those people are fucked in the head. Now, that other town right next to them is even worse. How you doing tonight? Yeah, I have to open up the hood in order to start it, but I got a wire tester that I use like a screwdriver across the starter. Pops out the solenoid, gets it started. At least it works. Yeah. I hadn't seen you in a couple of weeks. Well, I've been back in town for almost a week now and hadn't seen you since I got back. I thought you might have gone to jail or something again. That's good.
Actually, the charges I had against me that were pending actually got dismissed.
Nice. The ones from getting into the accident?
I totally got away with something I did.
Isn't that sad?
I know. It makes me smile. It's been telling me I feel like a piece of shit for something I really did, but
How many times you been to jail for shit you didn't do?
like,
5 times. 5 times you've been to jail for shit you didn't do.
not good, yeah.
So, you made out even. You may. Make sure there is one left. There you go.
Yeah. Well, I didn't even feel it. He didn't want to come and leave.
He might.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to sell mortgage money, but there's new workers in both of them, so I mean, I've been lucky. I came to this one a couple nights ago. And I was able to go in the store, you know, my face mask on and shit like that. So I was able to get something there without being so so, you know, I'm hoping that's gonna be the same experience that I went in now.
Well, as long as you got your mask on, it might work.
I mean, I went in there. I think I went in there last time without a mask on, but I don't know.
It's the one of the younger gentlemen.
Yeah, he looks like he's 12.
He does, but he's real nice actually.
He doesn't like speaking English though.
He's getting better. He's getting a lot better than he was when I first got here. Now the lady that works here, she speaks perfect English.
The real short and skinny one.
The one with glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She looks like she's a nerd.
Yeah, she's real nice though.
My fucking stereotypical rudeness is fucked up sometimes.
Well, at least you're straightforward about it.
I got no filter. That shit fell off one day and I couldn't find where it fell off at, so I just kept on going.
I believe you.
And I searched for it and searched where I thought it fell off me at, and then I found it again. Well, I tried to order me a new filter, a new rain filter, trying to keep myself from spouting out shit I shouldn't be saying, and no. Can't find a replacement part anywhere for me. Like,
See, that's the thing, wrong model year. A lot of us that were born after the 1980s have a resistance to antibiotics because our parents were on antibiotics and their parents were antibiotics.
interesting.
Yeah. There's also a lot of people that it used to be people got allergic to penicillin, right? So then they'd put them on a different antibiotic, and that different antibiotic would work for a while. But a lot of times when people have an allergic reaction to an antibiotic, it's an antibiotic that their parents took when they were kids. So your body adjusts to fight the antibiotic. Basically, your body takes the antibiotic, no problem. But then your offspring have an antibody to fight off the.
Either they're not going to be able to take it, or they take it and it does nothing.
Yeah. And also it destroys the immune system, not just your own, but the immune systems of your offspring and their offspring. And the more antibiotics you give them, the more they're.
Genetical defecting is all it is.
Yo.
I gotta go to the store real quick.
All right. I'm going to get my car started. Can't do it with that plugged in. One of the things on the Autism Speaks video, the one called I Am Autism, They try to demonize us based on autistic traits that aren't actually autistic traits. It was shown in the 90s that they're not autistic traits. They're traits of PTSD. In the 1980s, people were still real ignorant of it. By the 90s, though, we had a few good doctors who listened to their patients. And because of that, we were able to get rights for autistic people. Rights that would make it easier for us to turn in our predators without being taken advantage of. Then 2005 rolled around, and Autism Speaks was formed. And ever since then, it's been nothing but damage. The doctors who fought so hard to get us heard, well, most autistic people don't even know their names. There's a lot of autistic people who can tell you the names of the people who started Autism Speaks. They can tell you that Home Depot is the reason that Autism Speaks exists. They gave $25 million. $25 million to Autism Speaks. Imagine that. If BLM made out all black people to be uncaring monsters, and then Home Depot gave him $25 million, if Home Depot gave BLM $25 million after BLM claimed that black people were demons and monsters out to destroy your life, how happy would black people be with Home Depot? How happy would black people be with BLM? I want you to seriously think about that scenario, because that's what autistic people have to deal with. You will literally help our predators get away by slandering our names. And you have no remorse about it, none whatsoever. So gross-ass rich people who didn't get their perfect kid wanted to believe that if they spent enough money, they could fix their kid so he wasn't an embarrassment. Well, lucky for us, we don't get embarrassed. Most of us don't anyway. We can feel shame. But that's the horrible thing that all of you do to us. You shame us for being different. A lot of autistic people, even highly intelligent autistic people, will cede certain points to you and allow you to win just because they know that you're just going to argue. Mark Richmond, the pedophile, married a woman who believes that autistic people have no emotions. I want to make sure I don't run anybody over. be driving my ass back down to the Tillamook Sporting Goods. I'm gonna try and get some sleep. No guarantees though, you know? I can't give Alexander my bottles tonight, or my cans, because I don't have any. And I would stick around and talk to him, but he's pretty fucked up on meth right now. And if I have a conversation with him, it'll last half an hour, 45 minutes. He's on tweaker time, you know? Over here at St. Albans. The cops here are real bad. The cops in Portland are even worse. Cops in Portland will kill you and not give two shits about it. Small town cops always have to worry about shooting somebody. That's one of the best reasons for going to a small town. Sure, the local residents will make excuses for the cops. In a way, they won't do it for people in Portland. However, because it's a small town, they have to have somebody from outside come in. It helps to prevent police from assassinating people that they don't like. We can thank the 1960s and the early 70s for those laws. We can thank the officers who were on duty at that point in time for all of the black people that they were shooting. All of the black people that were taken into swamps, Louisiana, Georgia, Tennessee. Even Florida. So because of that, because of situations like the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., see now, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., was he killed by a police officer? No, he wasn't. But many of his co-workers, confidants, most certainly were. Police in Louisiana and Mississippi were two of the worst. Louisiana, they were killing 14-year-old boys for being black. Mississippi, they were killing 13-year-old boys for being black. And this is right after they started signing stuff into legislation. Now, this stuff did start in the 1950s. 1954, matter of fact. 1954, we started the destruction of segregation, the beginning of integration of the public schools. By the 1960s, a lot of racist assholes were pissed off that their white kids were being raised with what they considered animals. There was at least 7 children killed in Mississippi. 7 black kids. Killed by sheriff's deputies, or police officers for walking with white girls. Holy shit, this fog is getting thick. Alright, we just drove through it, so now you might be able to see partially. A lot of the stuff that we're dealing with today started generations ago, before any of us were born. The 13th Amendment and how it's used against the homeless today, that started in 1864. 1864. Sundown laws for the Black Codes. Those of you who don't know what those things are, I highly recommend looking them up, especially if you're black.